Alrighty, good morning. Welcome to our week 3 call for our Coach Basics group, Coach University. It always has, same concept, sometimes different names, but I am excited today because I see so many of you who are moving forward, and I'm loving the participation in the group. And, we are what we repeatedly do is one of the quotes that I'm going to be really going over today. I've been kind of rereading and pulling from The Compound Effect, which is one of my favorite books. And this was the first book that I ever started with whenever I started as a coach. So, really it's all about goals and forming these habits. And right now you're forming the habits of learning something new. This job is not easy, it's simple. So there's differences, the simplicity of it sometimes makes us feel like we have to do more and keep up and overload our schedules with building a business, and it's going to take time and I don't know what to do, but it's truly not that. It is this business building activities that happen in 1 hour a day if that's all that you have to devote. But it's managing that time, and that's where I'm really going to focus on today. So we're going to go over managing time. We're going to go over Success Club because we are headed into the last really week of the month, and I want to cover some last minute tips on how to get to Success Club. And then we're going to talk about free groups because I feel that they're really important. And now that you're in a place 3 weeks into our training group that, I want to teach you a little bit about free groups and really the vision of what free groups can actually do for your business over time. So, let's start with the time management aspect here. All right. First and foremost, as you're watching this or rewatching this, I want you to pull out a calendar Jen, I know you're driving, so you don't have to do this activity right now. But at some point over the next week, I want you to pull out your calendar. I use this fun little day designer that I've gotten at Target. Or you can use Google Calendar. You can literally go to Pinterest and type in September calendar 2016, and you can use a printable. All right, get yourself a calendar, and I want you to open up the calendar, and I want you to start now just getting into a habit of looking ahead for your business and marking off the week. So your first week, the goal is to decide what day you want to start your challenge group. For me, I always do my challenge groups the third Monday of every month. Why have I always gotten myself into this habit? Well, because I look at it in the month aspect. Number one, I want to make sure that I hit Success Club by the 15th. My goal is always Success Club by the 15th of every month. That way it kind of takes pressure off of me. I know that I've achieved that goal, and then I can work on talking to people and recruiting for my team, the business aspect. But we're focusing right now on the challenge group. I will say September looks a little different for me, which it probably will for you too, because of the Health Bet Challenge. So the Health Bet Challenge, if you have not heard me talking about it yet, if you haven't seen it being posted in your back office, it's where Beachbody has a pot of money right now and it will end up somewhere between $1 and $3 million that they're providing, and then everyone who uses the My Challenge Tracker app, which I have a video about in our legacy page. I will be making more videos. So if you're like, I don't even know what you're talking about, ask questions, number one. And number two, just be checking into the team page and watching the videos as they come along. And I'll be explaining step by step every day what you can expect for this challenge. So the My Challenge Tracker app, all you have to do is log in there, record 3 workouts a week, and 5 Shakeologies with your cute selfie or a picture of your Shakeology per week for 4 weeks. And this challenge is going to be from September 5th to October 2nd. So mark that. That could be the first thing that you mark on your calendar for September. So I will be starting that challenge group on September 5th because, of course, I want to give myself, our team of coaches, and my challengers that opportunity to earn money for working out and keeping themselves accountable. So that will be on my my planner. And then I personally will be starting another challenge group on the third Monday of September, because I keep it uniform. So that is September 19th. So that way, I'm going to have a home for my challengers as they come on and they sign up. So challenge groups are always number one, our job as coaches. And then you can go to that next level and you can say, okay, so maybe in September you're going to decide to start a free group, which again I'll talk about here in just a few minutes. But you can mark, okay, I'm going to start my free group on this date. So for me, I'm looking at my calendar right now. I am beginning a free group on September 12th. Okay, so I have it ahead. I know my goal. So then on each week, I'm like, okay, my goal is to talk to X amount of people. My goal is to send 5 invites per day. And I set those goals and I'll write them individually a lot of times into my calendar, because I'm a visual person. And you guys know that my system is very colorful. This is what it looks like. It's always color-coded. And we talk about priorities and we talk about time management, and that will actually be a post this afternoon. I am going to be posting another awesome time management post, because it's so important and we all need reminded of how we have to keep ourselves in check over time with our priorities and our business. So be on the lookout for that post. I'm going to do it this afternoon to help you really strategize and plan out your month. Okay, so getting into the habit is really what it is. And then that quote again, we are what we repeatedly do. So knowing that it takes 3 weeks to form a habit most of the time. I say 30 days or more, because I know how hard it was for me to really get into a habit and a routine, because every day looks different. And if you're like me, I have been a stay-at-home mom. My kids and I've been here since they were born. But there's seasons of life and things change constantly. So where, sometimes you have to roll with the punches. And when I started this business, I had no more than 2 hours a day to work it. It was usually 1 hour a day. And that's where that habit of getting up early to take care of myself, change happens when you change yourself. That's when business building starts to grow, when you get into that habit of knowing that if you're not changing and you're not making yourself better, then you're not going to attract the people that you want to work with. You're not going to attract challengers. You're not going to attract coaches to your team eventually. You have to work on yourself first. So taking that and saying, okay, well, I worked out first and I listened to personal development. And then I would get on the computer and I would type as fast as my fingers would type until my kids woke up in the morning, and they were super early risers. So that's where that 5 a.m. alarm came from years ago that have stuck 3 years later. But it was then, okay, if I felt overwhelmed and I felt like I was taking time away from my family and, really, but the business was taking over, I had to look at myself in the mirror and say, no, it's not the business that is overwhelming me. It is my priorities are not where they should be. My time management is lacking, and it's up to me to get myself back in check. So it's up to me to be unplugged from 7 a.m. when my kids are awake until 2 p.m. whenever I made them lay down for a nap. And then I could get on and I could do 30 minutes of whatever I needed to do, which was a challenge group related. Sometimes I would do a blog post or I would write a recipe, and I would have like a 15-minute time block. And then it would all shut down and I wouldn't be able to get back onto the computer or my phone or whatever until my kids went to bed. So that was me as a new coach. I had to block out my time to make this work. So, if you find yourself sometimes like, I'm spending all of my time is being spent on the business, and my house is going crazy and my dishes are overflowing and I don't know if I can do this. I can relate. I have been there. There are still times whenever I get myself out of whack and can feel like that. It is just bringing it all back and saying, nope, I need to write out my schedule, manage that time. It doesn't mean that you can't do this business. It's just where you're spending your time at. So that's what we do, and that's what I help you do. So with that being said, let's switch gears and, really focus on this whole idea of Success Club, because You know, if you're still kind of in that mindset of, I don't even know why it's that important, you know, what is it that we keep hearing Success Club over and over? Just know that this is the measure of your business. So kind of like comparing it to Walmart or a department store or something. They go obviously based on numbers and on sales and all of that stuff. They have to meet quotas in order to keep their stores open. You're a storefront. So think of it that way, and putting Success Club in a way that is, okay, well, in order to keep my storefront open, I need to help 3 people with a challenge pack and get them into a challenge group this month. And doing that over and over every month. And really the ultimate goal is to help them get results. Sometimes I feel like that's the disconnect. We can look at those people and start to see numbers. And I don't want that for our team. We have such a dynamic core culture where it goes deeper. You're not just selling someone a challenge pack. You are giving them an opportunity to change their life, to help them lose weight, to help them tone, to help them feel better mentally, physically, emotionally, to help their nutrition. We have the full package, and this is all that they need. But they need us to help them in the challenge group to get the results that they're desiring, right? And then when that comes, ultimately, you know, they become inspired and they become motivated, and then we build them up, and we're like, you're already basically a coach. You're already doing what we do. You're working out. You're keeping track of your nutrition. You're getting results. You're falling in love with the program and Shakeology and the whole lifestyle change. Is there someone that you think that you could help in your life? You know, do you think coaching would be good for you? What would an extra $100 to $200 a month do for your family? What are your goals? What are your dreams? And then that's where wheels start turning. Now, ultimately, that is like the best case scenario with coaching, and then that's how we convert customers to coaches on our teams, right? It doesn't always work out that way. Not everyone sees the potential of coaching, at least right away, and that's okay. You're helping them with their very first goal, to help them achieve a healthy and fulfilling lifestyle. So that's the deeper meaning behind Success Club, is results to help people change their lives. Okay, so, and when you're doing that, Beachbody has that measure saying, okay, well, if you do this each month, you're going to compound over time. And this is just going to keep moving. And, you know, just like the compound effect, you're doing these steps now, and you might not see that instant gratification. You're not going to see that instant gratification right now. But we use it saying be here in 1 year, because then you're going to look back and you're going to be like, oh my goodness. Okay, 3 to 5 people a month minimum that I've helped over a year. That's 30 to 50 people, and it just keeps moving forward. And then your income grows because you're helping those people, and it's just this whole cycle. It's that vision that you have to keep in your mind. And Monday night, our team call was amazing with our vision boards. If you did not get a chance to be on live, go back and watch that and do a vision board. You have to keep your vision alive, and personal development is the only way to help you succeed with that. So that's the first thing that we're going to talk about with Success Club, kind of how to achieve that over the next few days if you're not there. And you know what? If you are at Success Club, high five to you. I am super proud of you, but we don't stop. Just because you're at Success Club now does not mean that you're like, I'm going to put on the brakes. I'll just wait till September. Heck, no, you keep going. You keep going. You keep helping more people. You get them into the Health Bet Challenge group. You get excited, and you keep doing your vital behaviors every day. So personal development is key. Number 1, you have to believe that you can do this. All self-limiting thoughts need to be kicked to the curb, and you have to have a belief. Even if you're not sure how you're going to do it, when you're going to do it, you have to know that you can, and believe, and have that deeper reason why. And in order to do that, it's the excuses have to be kicked to the curb too. You know, stop any type of a bad attitude that you may have that is coming into the negative committee coming in your head. Tell them to sit down and shut up. Change happens with you and your mindset, and that happens from personal development. If you're in your car a lot, get some podcasts, get some audiobooks, listen while you're in the car. That is the number 1 thing that I did. I replaced my music that I love to listen to in the car, but I replaced it with audio because I was in my car a lot, you know, running errands, whatever, with my kids, preschool, all that stuff. So that was my personal development time. So just a very easy way for you to do that. In the mornings, you could put a podcast on while you're getting ready for work, or, you know, in the shower. That is the easiest step. It's just getting into that habit of repeatedly doing it every day. So that's my first step for you, is your personal development has to become priority. Number 2, go back and revisit all of the no's that you've been told, or all of the people who, you know, have said not right now. Go back and message them today and just say, hey, how are you? I know that, you know, I messaged you last month or a few weeks ago and it wasn't the right time, but I have this really cool opportunity. It's called the Health Bet Challenge. You know, you can give them 1 or 2 sentences about it and ask them if you can send them some more information, if they'd be interested in this type of a challenge group, because maybe now it would be better time. School for most people is either starting this week, or here it's been in session for about 3 weeks. So teachers and anybody associated with schools, parents, they're kind of getting into their groove. So I'm going back and revisiting everybody who told me no from the beginning of the month, and I'm going to send them that message about the Health Bet Challenge. Number 3, your vital behaviors every day. You know, just like, I don't know if I mentioned it on our first call in here or not, but I loved at Summit, Carl Deichler, the CEO of our company, was talking, and he was talking about someone that he knows had to go to the hospital, and he was with them. And the first thing, what happens whenever you go to the doctors or the hospital or anything, they take your vitals. They have to make sure that you are alive, that you are okay. Like, the vitals are the very first things that you have to do to make sure that someone is sustaining their life. The same thing. That's why it's called the vital behaviors in our business, because it's the only way that our business is going to grow, be sustained, you know, keep us afloat, is by doing our personal development, doing our workouts, drinking our Shakeology, inviting people to what we do. And inviting means sharing what you're doing. You fell in love with your program, talk about it to everybody that you know. Just like if you go see a movie and you love the movie, what are you going to do? You're going to call and you're going to talk to your friend and you're going to be like, hey, you really need to go see this movie. It was so awesome. Or a new restaurant opened in your area and you went and you had it. You're like, oh, the best meal I've ever had. What do? You talk about it. This is a peer-to-peer marketing world. And sometimes we overthink this aspect when we're talking about inviting. Inviting is simply talking to people about what it is that you're doing and saying, hey, can I send you some information about this online challenge group that's helped me change my life, because I think that you really like it. That's an invite. And then you just talk to them about it. We are people. You're not selling something. You're not trying to scam them. You're literally just learning something new on how to communicate with people about what you love. And that's what it's all about. So your vital behaviors are core. And then recognition. Recognition truly comes, you know, you can start recognition now, and you could go to, you know, maybe a challenger or someone's Facebook page who inspires you, or you see them working out. Just offer any kind of encouragement. That's recognition. You know, just simply reaching out and saying, hey, you know, you inspired me, or I'm really proud of you, or you're staying motivated, or something along those lines. Number 4, follow-ups. Follow-ups. That is where 80% of my challenge pack sales come from, is my follow-ups. And it's not after the first follow-up or the second follow-up. It's after the 5th, 6th, 7th plus follow-up. There's still people that I talk to often from whenever I started as a coach 3 years ago. Some have not committed yet, but they still want information every month about my challenge group. I follow up with them because one day it will be their time, and I'm not ever here to pressure anyone, but I am here to follow up because I got over myself a long time ago when I would look at following up as, ooh, I don't want to bug them. I feel like I'm bugging them. Stop that mindset and turn it around and say, I'm not bugging them. I'm offering value in their life. I'm just asking them a question. If now was a better time for them to maybe commit to a program or, you know, Shakeology, whatever their goals were, I'm following up and I'm just getting to know what it is that they're doing in their life right now. And I'll tell you too, I talk to so many people who don't regularly check into Facebook or check their emails that often, okay? A lot of times they're not seeing the messages that we're sending. So following up, and then that way, if they get pushed to the bottom of the pile in their Facebook or, their email, it's going to keep popping up to the top, and they'll eventually see it. So don't look at it as being a bother. You know what? And we grow thick skin in this business, and if you truly are bugging someone who doesn't want to see your healthy lifestyle or see you happy, all they have to do is click unfriend or block you. And I know sometimes that hurts feelings, because my feelings were hurt the first probably few hundred times that happened to me. I was such a baby. I'm like, oh my goodness, they blocked me. They don't like me. Our job is not to have people like us. That's not our job. Our job is to help people. People are going to determine if they like you by the first glance that they see on your Facebook page. And that's sometimes is a little stinky, but it's true. It's human nature. We decide if we feel a connection with someone within the first 10 seconds that we see or talk with them. So it's not you, it's them, and always understand that. Number 5, ask for referrals. Always ask for referrals. Most of my business has come from referrals because I give great customer service in my challenge groups, and I'm constantly saying, hey, do you have a friend that you would like to invite to the challenge group? Do you know anyone? And I give examples. So I'll say, hey, do you have a coworker or another teacher at your school, or a sister or a mom or a best friend or a neighbor? I give them those examples of people that they could ask if they would be interested in joining our challenge group, okay? So it's never hurts to ask. Number 6, if you haven't signed up a spouse or a loved one yet, I'm encouraging you to do this. It makes sense, okay? I didn't understand it at the beginning of my business either. I looked at it as, oh my gosh, I have to spend more money to sign somebody up. That was my mindset. But I also knew that I wanted and I needed more than anything for this business to work. So I was going to trust my upline coach, who was already successful in this business. I was like, okay, I'm going to trust that everything that you tell me to do, I'm going to do it. I'm going to trust that it's going to work. And let me tell you guys, it was one of the best decisions that I ever made for my business. I signed my husband up 3 weeks into my coaching business, and he is at the top of my downline. And you will see, as years go by and as volume builds and accrues, that account will make a lot of money eventually as you work your business, okay? So it is worth it. And knowing that you're going to earn commission back off of that. So let's say you sign your husband up with, the Country Heat Challenge Pack, we'll say. You're going to get your 2 Success Club points. That's a $140 challenge pack, but you're going to earn that 25% commission. So it's really going to be like you end up spending like $90 or $95 versus that $140, because you'll get that back in your commission check on Thursday. So, and then another tip, you can get packets of Shakeology and you can sell the packets. So I'll do that a lot of times. I'll get my packets out and I'll sell them 5 for $20, and I'll give recipes, and I'll do like a Shakeology group where it's like a week, 7-day Shakeology cleanse or something like that, where I'll teach people more about clean eating, and they'll be using Shakeology. So they're not investing in the whole bag of Shakeology. They're investing in $20, and they're investing in a week of their health. And I'm telling you, that's what's grown my business so much. It's these little ideas that I'd get and I'd run with. And I'd make sure to just provide excellent customer service, because I would always think, what if someone was watching me and they were going to refer me to a gym, or they were going to refer me to doctors? I always think bigger. That holds me more accountable, if that makes more sense. It holds me more accountable than if I'm just sitting in a group with one other person. Sometimes I can be like, oh, I'll check in later. But no, I'm always ahead of the game, and I'm thinking, no, what if someone, what if this was my big break? What if this was the biggest business decision ever and it's going to explode my business? So I always look at it. And then I go the next step and I'm like, what if this is the person that gets the best transformation results ever, and then they decide to sign up as a coach, and then they become the #1 coach in the network? I always think so much bigger for people, because I know I am very much the person who I always want it more for someone than someone else might want it for themselves, which can be good and bad. okay? It's always seeing the bigger picture and having that vision for someone else too and what it could do for their lives. So make sure that you're doing that. Again, that selling that Shakeology packets, that's great too. Number 7, you can offer incentives. And incentives can be anything from, you could offer them an extra meal plan template, like no one would know. So you can be like, hey, if you join now, you're going to get an extra week's worth of meal planning. And you could just, I have tons of meal plans. You could just say, hey, Val, I offer this incentive and someone wants it. I'll upload a meal plan template for you, and it's all the meals laid out. Okay, you could offer that. Something that I have done in the past is offered a clean eating magazine subscription. So this has worked so well for me because, and this was my thought process behind this, all right? So if I offer a magazine subscription to someone, say, okay, if you sign up by tonight by 9 p.m. With your challenge pack, then you're going to get a year's subscription to Clean Eating Magazine. And I always think, okay, well, the magazine, I think it's like $12 to $15 for the magazine subscription. You're going to make $40 to $50 commission, so you're basically just investing a little bit of that into the clean eating to get to your Success Club points. But here's the kicker. Okay, say this challenger, maybe they're one that falls off after the challenge group, or they do their challenge group for a month and they kind of go MIA. What's going to happen? Every month, they're going to get that Clean Eating magazine in the mail for 12 months. And every month they get that, they're at least going to think of you for that day that they get that Clean Eating magazine. And maybe they come back around after the holidays or, something. They're like, man, I really need to get back on it. So I have had that happen more times than I can count because it does seem like a lot of times our challengers are with us for the 30 to 60 day challenge group that we run. And then they kind of they go off on their own. But the majority of people, when they don't have that accountability to stay accountable to themselves with the challenge group, then they do fall off. So that's probably my number one favorite incentive idea is the Clean Eating magazine, because I feel like even if they're not in my challenge group, if they've fallen off the wagon, that could be that one incentive for them to get back on, make a few clean eating recipes, and, just really live it up. Next, you could go to Target or Marshall's or somewhere and get like cute little notebooks that have motivational quotes on them. They're like $2.99, and you could send it to them in the mail if they sign up by Wednesday at 9 p.m. or something. Always give that call to action and say, you have to sign up by this date at this time, and you will get this reward or incentive. Number 8, form. It's really not really like a Success Club push idea, but make sure that you're forming people. And what that means is you're talking about their family, their occupation, their recreation, and then your message. Get to know the people that you're talking about, because this is 100% a relationship business. And sometimes it can take a while to get into the routine and the habit of talking to people about their goals. So that's really just the platform that I use. Immediately when I message someone, I usually ask a question or, compliment them. And then once I get a response back, I say, hey, are you a mom? Are you married? Something like that. That's their family. They'll respond. And then I ask, what do you do for a living? Something like that. Message back. And then what do you do for fun? Do you enjoy working out? That's my 3-message rule. Like, I don't waste time and days, back and forth just talking about the weather. I'm on a mission to get to know people, and I have that family, occupation, recreation message. Do you enjoy working out? Once they respond, I'll say, hey, I run free or fitness online challenge groups. Can I send you some information about what I do? 2 to 3 sentences max. That's it. When they say yes and they respond, I immediately go to my Legacy United script, which I have given everyone. And if for some reason you don't have that, you can message me and I will upload it into the group again. I never mind. But I then go and I copy and paste all the questions that are laid out, and I usually send them in, a couple messages here and there. That's what I do. That is what I do. I follow that every single time. And I add value where it's needed and where necessary, and I relate to the person, because women relate to women. So, you know, moms of preschoolers, moms of kids in grade school, that's who I relate most to because I have kids that age. Military wives, that's my market. And then really number 9, kind of the last one, is just your social media. So you know, I'm going through all of these things with private messaging and all of that, but you have zero credibility unless if you are backing up your messages with your social media posts. And I cannot say that any clearer. I can't say it. I'm not beating around the bush. I am saying if you are not adding value on your Facebook page at least 3 to 4 times a day consistently, and really the same times, play around, but just get into that consistent motion of same time, you know, content that adds value to your audience. That is what makes you credible, because when you're sending your messages and your invites and you're talking to people, they are not responding to you before they go and look at your Facebook page. I promise you. You know, think of how you are. It's human nature. You're not going to respond to some random message unless if you go and creep on that person's Facebook page. And that's what people are doing to you. So what do you want them to know about you? What is it? Write down today 5 things that make you unique to you. And, you know, it could be your workout program. For me, it's my fitness. It's my faith. It's my family. It's my fashion, you know, somewhat, because I always post about, even if it's workout clothes, I still like to look cute, and that's just what makes up me and how I am. And it's my business, because my business is my life. It's become part of my you know, obviously who I am, but more so business. Mine is sharing and casting the vision of what I have always wanted this business to look like, and what it continues to grow, and how it's going to continue on for years and years, and why people want to join my team. I have my vision cast for years to come, and it's that, you know, me talking about where I'm going and where I'm headed that gets people's minds interested and intrigued. Long before I ever knew or do know how in the heck I'm going to get there, you better believe I believe that it's going to happen, and I make it a point to share and invite people along on my journey, all right? That's what we do as coaches. So making sure, too, you're doing a clear, when I say call to action post, so this would always confuse me as a newer coach. Don't ask me why. Maybe it doesn't confuse you, but it did for me. Every time I would hear my upline say, what's your call to action? What's your call to action? I'd be like, what are you talking about? I don't know what that means. I never posted a thing on Facebook before this business, so what is a call to action? So she would be saying you need to post a clear call to action approximately every 5 to 7 Facebook posts. And I would be like, okay. So really what that call to action post is where you're saying, you know, I'm looking for 5 women who want to lose between 5 to 15 pounds. This is me talking to my market. Who need quick workout ideas, 30 minutes or less, who need meal plans laid out for you, family friendly, foods your kids will eat. You know, I am looking for these certain people. If you are interested in more details, email me at Val Bozzo, my email address, you know, now. Or fill out this application below. And my applications, I created it at a website called Wufoo, WUFOO.com, and they are free. So if you want to do that, you can absolutely go and do the same thing. And it's great. And they can fill out an application, or you could say, private message me now for details. That's your call to action, where you're telling someone exactly what to do, what you're looking for, that you run a business, you're confident, and that you want people to join you. That's what you want people to see you as. Way before you ever are ready, you need to fake it until you make it and shine that confidence, okay? So now let's move on to the free groups, okay? Why do I run free groups? Why are they important? And how do you do them, okay? So I have plenty of calls on free groups. I'm not going to really get into the hows. We can definitely cover that on the next call. But the free groups are important because it's more of a holding group. So I'll call it my like little holding area. And what happens is I talk to people all the time about my free groups, or I'll do random Facebook posts, you know, go click here and I'll add you into my free group. I run them once a month and I'm always looking for more people to join. And what I do is I come up with like a little strategy. So my last one was a crock pot and quick workout group. So for 5 days, I made a little crock pot recipe thing on PicMonkey or Canva, like one of those, our little apps for our phones. I would do a crock pot recipe and I'd post that. And then I just did a quick workout, like do 50 jumping jacks, 10 lunges, 15 squats. Like I just made like a little card and gave them like 5 exercises to do. So they knew that they were going to get 2 posts from me. This is just, I'm using this as reference because this is the one that I did last week. So morning was the workout post and then the afternoon was the crock pot post. And I did that every day. And then I would add value and I'd go in there live a few times and I just talked it up. And then what happens then is at the end of the group, I post about my upcoming challenge group. Fill out the application here if you're interested in continuing on to have more support, to have more guidance, you know, get a laid out 30-minute workout program, get help with your nutrition. But in that first week, I didn't talk about Shakeology. I didn't talk about my Beachbody workouts. I just added value to their lives. That's what free groups are for. And then I say, once they get added, I'm telling them, okay, you know, the only requirement that you have is to add 5 of your friends into this group. What do I do in there? I'm asking them for referrals. They don't even know. I'm getting more people. I'm building the group. And it's starting to become, again, the holding group. So more people are going to see that. And then what am I going to do? So for me, that group ended, but I'm not just going to let that group slide. Once or twice a week, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to post another recipe, or I'm going to post a blog article that I see that is very helpful. I'm going to talk about my kids. I'm going to, you know, just share who I am. I'm just talking to them. And then my next free group, like I said, is already laid out. It's going to be on September 12th. So what will I do between now and September 12th? I'll be popping in there. Hey guys, I'm going to do a free drawing, and anybody who adds 5 more people into this group, you'll be entered into the drawing. Make sure you tag your 5 ads in the comments below. That way I see who it is. That way I'll know who to put into the drawing. I have stuff that I've got from Beachbody. You can get them. Any kind of gifts from TJ Maxx or something. Maybe you have a workout program that you bought or something that you could give away. That's what it's all about. You're adding value. You know, anybody wants something for free. I am for sure going to add 5 of my Facebook friends to be in a drawing to get something for free, right? So it's just going to compound over time to eventually where then you're just posting about your next upcoming challenge group. You're posting about, you know, hey, coaching has changed my life. You give your testimony in there. You know, would you like to talk to me about what coaching could do for you? I've gotten a lot of my coaches from those free groups because they're holding groups. I've gotten a lot of my challengers from those groups. And what I do, so now that my group that I did last week is over, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to delete all of that content. So it'll all be deleted and it's going to be, I'll do my September 12th group. I don't create new groups. It's the same group. So the same people are in there and the number just keeps going up. Does that make sense? Make sense? It's just like, oh, kind of like aha moment, because that's where you're going to start, you're going to get a lot of your customers, because trust, you're going to build trust in there, but it has to be that consistency again, you know, where it's like you have to make sure that you're continuously doing this. So that is my strategy. That is what I do. It's how I built my business. I used to do newsletters whenever I first started. For about my first year, I sent out newsletters with recipes and workout ideas and stuff. But now I'm like, wait, why am I sending the newsletters when I could just put everybody into a Facebook group, because most people are on Facebook, right? So that is my tip for you guys, just some ideas as you progress in your coaching business. But it's just what you make of it. It's how you perceive it. It's what you want to achieve with your business. And these are just really great ideas and great ways to help you along. So, Jen, do you have any questions? You're muted. Hold on, let me unmute you. Okay, you're good. You have any questions?
No, not offhand. I thought of something, but I didn't write it down. I made a note to go back. So I'll read through it. If I do, I'll message you.
Sure.
Yeah, it wasn't anything major, but definitely some wonderful tips. I absolutely love it.
Good. I'm so glad you were able to hop on live, and I appreciate your time for sure.
Yes, absolutely. So it's recorded, and it will be in this same, like the New Coach University group.
Yep, I will absolutely upload it, and I actually have to upload last week's because I realized this morning that I forgot as I hopped on. So I will upload this one and last week's as well.
Yeah, I just wanted, I mean, you had a lot of good tips from where I'm struggling right now of trying to figure out how to get people on board and things like that. So
Right.
I definitely like the consistency with the setup. I've already signed in my group, like the health bet, the free group. I'll do that process. So
good. Awesome.
Perfect.
And that's what it is. It's a process. It's just continuously, it's that over and over and over consistency.
All right. Well, perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.